Welcome to Football Fever. Hello again, everybody. I'm Alan Mandel, joined again by two of our football experts, Jordan Mason, Albert Alvarado. And let's get right at it. Jordan, Heights, that's the game you'll be covering this week. They're undefeated in league play, 1-0, but they're having a great season. How do you see this matchup against Waco Midway?
Well, this is a game very similar to the Temple game. Big test for Heights. They want what Waco Midway has, as most teams in District 12-6A do. They're the two-time defending district champion, and Heights is going back to Hewitt. They played their last season and didn't go well for them. They haven't beat Midway in 2 meetings, so they're going to go out there and try to do what they haven't done before, and a lot of respect at the Knights practice this week. Troy Smith, who had 502 yards of total offense, had a passing touchdown, receiving touchdown, and a rushing touchdown against Ellison last week, and yet he said we have a lot of respect for this defense and we're going to have to be near perfect to beat them. Interesting, Coach Edwards said that Heights is going to try to be very methodical in their approach in this one. They're a big play offense. Against Ellison, they had scores of 80, 65, 50, and 88 yards. But he said they're not going to try to force the big play. You have to take what Midway gives you because they're going to take what you give them, and they're not going to beat themselves. So Heights with a big test this week, and they'll be looking to knock off Midway and try to shoot to the top of the district.
Okay, well, we'll root for Heights. Now, here's a game we got to stay neutral at. Ellison versus Shoemaker at Leo Buckley. Jordan, first your thoughts on Ellison. How do you feel they match up against Shoe?
Well, obviously, 52-21 loss to Heights wasn't the way Ellison wanted to start district, and it can be a bit jarring coming off a 58-0 win against Pflugerville-Connolly to end non-district play. But Ellison is a very level-headed team, and Coach Gregory was just saying that they need to finish. They had 5 drives end in Heights territory last week with no points, so they just have to get down there and finish. I mean, they had some good plays. Carl Robinson III was again sharpest quarterback. Razil Brooks really saw his role expand, and Coach Gregory said it will continue to expand. He had 69 yards on 20 carries, but looked good. He's able to get upfield quickly, and he's a quick guy in the hole. So be looking for Razil Brooks to continue to impact that offense, and Ellison just needs to get going. Obviously, Shoemaker's coming off a big win against Belton, but Shoemaker is not unlike teams they've seen before. A lot of athletes on defense, running quarterback. They've seen that before, so they feel like they just have to go in there, be consistent, and finish, and they like their chances.
Okay, and Albert, you'll be at that game. Shoemaker, incredible week last week, and they're facing Ellison. This ain't the Ellison of last year, obviously. You just came back from the practice just a few months ago. How was the practice, and how does Shoemaker look this week?
The guys look good. I mean, they looked very relaxed out there. It just seems like after that first district win, a little bit of the stress of starting out 1-0's over. They know that there are 3 teams there in really good position, and they have a good reason to be a little bit more relaxed, be a little bit more confident, especially after the week Derek Thomas had. I mean, 372 yards, 6 touchdowns. There are a couple of times when, Shoemaker was pinned deep in its own territory and Thomas broke off a 40 or a 60-yard run to help set up a touchdown. What's scary about, we know about the Shoemaker defense with that rock in the middle and Kendall Jones and the athletes at linebacker that can just go side to side. What's going to be scary is that the Shoemaker offense that took a few weeks to find itself, it looks like it has a little something going with Thomas in that read option. If they could start putting up, 35, 28, 35, 40 points a game to help to give that defense a little bit more of a padding, a little bit more options as far as blitzing and stuff, this team can be really good. They can be really dangerous. So it'll be interesting. Like you said, it's not the same Ellison team as years past. I mean, last year that was a big win for Shoemaker, close out the year, finish off a regular season with a city championship in a way, and the playoff berth. But yeah, this is a different Ellison team. But Shoemaker, it seemed like their total team is kind of even their punting's coming together at the right time.
Okay. That'll be a big matchup. We'll be looking forward to reading your stories on Saturday and Sunday. And Colleen is off this week. Last week they faced Cove and got beat. And after the game, Coach Jones talked to our Clay Whittington. Let's take a look at that.
I mean, it was a good football game. I thought we made some turnovers. but that's what's going to happen. I said at the beginning of the game, I said the team that makes the fewest mistakes will win, and turnovers is one of them. We're getting ready to go in, tied up 14-14, and missed that opportunity. And we had our chances, you know. That's all you can ask. Keep playing hard and keep giving us a chance to win, and eventually it's going to happen for us.
Yeah.
Albert, your thoughts on what Coach Jones just said, and what can they work on this week?
I think maybe a defense has a little bit more work into the. Obviously, it was just, you know, what Khalil's going in the Cove. You know, Cove. We were unsure about the health of Manny Harris, and was it going to be you know, able to get there, and if so, is it going to be at 100%? Even though, you know, when I talked to Clay, who does a phenomenal job covering Cove, even though Manny wasn't 100%, he definitely had a Willis Reed effect there on that team where the Bulldogs, it seemed like, played up and played a lot better, and Coach was right. I mean, they had their chances. You know, I think Colleen just defensively needs to work on a couple of small things. Luckily, you know, this is a bye week, so not only do they have time to work on it, the coaches can say, look, that game's over. They're not going to get it back. Now we have to look forward to winning out, because if they win out, even if they drop another game, they're still in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So that it's kind of like the main goal is still there. Even though they're you know, started in a bad way with a loss, the main goal is still there.
Okay. Thank you, Albert. Thank you, Jordan. And thank you for watching Football Fever. We'll see you right here next week.